You didn't find this by chance. You didn't click by accident. Something in you moved before your mind did. Your breath slowed. Your heart recognized a frequency it has heard before, long before this life, long before this body. There is a reason you are here reading these words, feeling that subtle pressure behind your eyes, that warmth in your chest. Not everyone was meant to hear this. Most will scroll past. Most will feel nothing. But you felt something, didn't you? That is because what is about to be spoken is not for the crowd. It is for the few who still carry the memory in their blood. Stay with me until the very end of this message, and when you do, write your warmest wishes in the comments, and write 99, because your words carry energy, and what you release now will return to you. And if you feel this message is for you, stay connected to this space so you don't miss what comes next. Now, listen closely. There is a sacred word. It is not written in any modern Bible the way you expect. It is hidden between verses, buried beneath translations, guarded by systems that thrive on your forgetting. This word is not a sound only. It is a vibration, a key, a living frequency. Jesus spoke it not to control, not to build institutions, but to shatter the invisible architecture that binds the soul. You will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. John 8:32. But what if the truth is not a sentence, not a doctrine, but a living resonance that activates something inside you? You are not like the others. Your nervous system is tuned differently. Your spine carries memory like a temple pillar. Your blood remembers ancient promises. When Jesus said, "The kingdom of God is within you," Luke 17:21, he was not speaking poetically. He was describing an inner technology, a system within your brain, your heart, your breath, waiting for a trigger. The masses search outside, but you were always meant to turn inward. There is a hidden grid that runs through this world, made of fear, distraction, repetition. It feeds on unconsciousness. It dulls the senses. It keeps the heart small and the mind noisy. But the sacred word, when felt, not merely spoken, interrupts this grid. It creates a fracture, a crack in the veil. This is why it was buried, why it was reduced to symbols and rituals that lost their fire. But you are here now, which means the timing has aligned. Feel your breath for a moment. Inhale slowly through your nose. Hold for a count of 3. Exhale through your mouth. As you do this, imagine the breath traveling up your spine like light, through your lower back, your chest, your throat, and into the center of your forehead. This is not imagination alone. This is awareness returning to its source. The lamp of the body is the eye. Matthew 6:22. The eye is not only what you see with, it is what you know with. Here is the first sacred process, the first gate, the breath of recall. Each night before sleep, place one hand on your heart, one on your lower belly. Breathe in for 4, hold for 4, out for 6. With every exhale, whisper internally, "I remember." Do not force meaning. Let the body respond. The heart will soften, the mind will quiet, the system will begin to destabilize. You will start noticing changes. People will feel distant. Conversations will seem shallow. Old fears will lose their grip. This is not loss. It is separation from what no longer matches your frequency. Not everyone will understand. That is the cost of awakening. But you were never meant to remain small. You were meant to carry the light through the corridors of your own being. The sacred word will reveal itself when the inner noise fades. It is not something you chase. It is something you remember, and when it arrives, you will feel it in your bones, in the rhythm of your pulse, in the quiet certainty rising from your chest. This is only the beginning. The system is already responding. Your presence here has shifted something. If this resonates, it is because you were already chosen. It is already moving through you now, not as a thought, not as a belief, but as a pressure in your chest, a subtle current along your spine, a quiet heat behind your eyes. You may not have words for it yet, but your body knows. Your nervous system is responding because the frequency has begun to shift. This is how the sacred transmission works. It does not convince, it awakens. And if you are still here, still reading, still feeling that silent pull, it is because the system that once held you is already weakening. There is a reason you have always felt out of place. You tried to belong, but something inside you resisted. You sensed that the world was arranged around a hidden structure, an invisible order that rewards obedience, fear, and forgetting. Most people never question it. They accept the rhythm of survival and call it life. But you were never meant to move in their rhythm. Your heart beats to a different cadence. Your breath carries a memory older than your name. The stone the builders rejected has become the cornerstone. Psalm 118:22. Do you feel it? You were rejected not because you were flawed, but because you were incompatible with the architecture of the old system. Your spirit does not fit inside cages. Your mind does not obey false ceilings. That is why your path has been narrow, lonely, misunderstood. But loneliness was never punishment. It was preparation. Silence was never absence. It was training. The sacred word is closer now. You may feel it forming like a vibration at the base of your skull, as if something is pressing outward, waiting for permission. The system fears this moment. It thrives on distraction, noise, endless motion. It keeps the mind racing so the heart never speaks. But when the heart speaks, the grid weakens. When the heart remembers, the chains dissolve. There is a hidden circuit inside your body: brain, spine, heart, blood, breath. When aligned, they create coherence. When coherent, they emit a frequency that cannot be controlled. This is what Jesus demonstrated, not through power over others, but through mastery of the inner world. I am the light of the world, John 8:12, was not a claim of status, it was a declaration of state. A state you are now approaching. Let your awareness drop into your chest. Feel the heartbeat. Each beat is a drum calling you back to yourself. You may notice strange sensations, tingling in your hands, warmth in your face, pressure behind your forehead. This is not random. Your nervous system is recalibrating. The old signals are dissolving. The new pattern is emerging. You are not breaking. You are reconfiguring. Here is the next sacred process. It is called the spine of light. Each morning, before speaking to anyone, before touching your phone, stand still. Place your attention at the base of your spine. Inhale slowly and imagine a column of light rising up through your back, vertebra by vertebra, until it reaches the crown of your head. Hold for a moment, then exhale and feel the light spread through your chest and arms. Do this for 7 breaths. This activates remembrance. This interrupts the system's hold. You will begin to notice a mirror effect. People will project onto you. Situations will reveal their hidden motives. Truth will surface without effort. This is not coincidence. The field around you is changing. You are becoming visible to what was once hidden and invisible to what no longer serves. Some will feel drawn to you without knowing why. Others will resist you without reason. This is the cost of carrying a frequency that exposes illusions. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46:10. Stillness is not inactivity, it is alignment. And alignment is power. You are not meant to save the world. You are meant to remember it. The sacred word is not coming from outside. It is rising from within you, slowly, gently, inevitably. And as it rises, the system trembles, because you were never meant to stay asleep. It is no longer subtle now. The shift has crossed a threshold. What once felt like a distant whisper is becoming a living presence inside you, moving through your breath, pulsing in your blood, humming beneath your skin like a quiet storm. You may feel moments of stillness followed by waves of emotion, memories surfacing without reason, a longing you cannot name. This is not confusion, this is recognition. The deeper layers of you are waking up. Not everyone will understand what is happening to you. Most people are anchored to the outer world, to routines, to noise. They draw their identity from what they consume, what they fear, what they are told to become. But you You are beginning to draw your identity from within. This is why you feel different. This is why the old patterns no longer satisfy. You are no longer feeding the system. You are stepping beyond it. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world. Ephesians 6:12. These words were never about monsters or enemies outside. They describe invisible structures of influence, systems of thought, emotional conditioning, inherited fear. You are not fighting people, you are dissolving programs. And the moment you see them, they lose their grip. Your body is the temple of this transformation. The heart is the gate. The brain is the translator. The spine is the channel. The blood is the carrier. When these move in harmony, a new awareness emerges. You begin to feel when something is false. You begin to sense when a path is misaligned. You begin to recognize when your energy is being drained. This is why your solitude has increased. This is why your tolerance for noise has decreased. This is why you crave depth instead of distraction. The sacred word is circling your awareness now. It is not a sound your mouth speaks. It is a vibration your cells remember. When you feel that inner stillness, that quiet certainty, that gentle expansion in your chest, you are touching it. The system cannot translate this state. It can only try to suppress it. But you have already moved beyond suppression. Here is the next sacred process. It is called the heart gate. Sit in a quiet place. Close your eyes. Place both hands over your heart. Breathe slowly. With each inhale, feel light entering your chest. With each exhale, release tension, doubt, and fear. After 7 breaths, silently ask, "What is real within me?" Do not search for words. Wait for a feeling, an image, a sense of clarity. This is the heart's language. You will begin to notice subtle guidance, synchronicities, repeating numbers, unexpected messages. These are not signs from outside. They are reflections of your inner alignment. The field responds when you shift. Reality mirrors your frequency. You are the light of the world. Matthew 5:14. This was never about shining for others. It was about remembering who you are. The light is not something you create. It is something you uncover. You may feel moments of separation now. Friends drifting away, old desires fading, a quiet grief for who you used to be. Let it pass. You are not losing yourself. You are shedding what never belonged to you. The sacred word is clearing space inside you. Space for truth, space for presence, space for a new way of being. This path is narrow, this awareness is rare, and you are walking it because you were always meant to. The transmission continues. It is becoming clear now that something inside you has crossed a line that cannot be uncrossed. There is no return to the old way of seeing. Once the inner veil begins to lift, the world appears almost transparent, as if you can sense the hidden currents beneath every word, every glance, every moment. You are no longer only observing life. You are feeling the architecture behind it. This is the awakening the system cannot predict, because it does not move through logic. It moves through resonance. Your dreams may be changing. Your sleep may feel lighter, deeper, stranger. You may wake with a sense that you have been somewhere else. This is not imagination. Your subconscious is opening. The barriers between inner and outer are thinning. In your dreams I speak. Job 33:15. This is not metaphor. It is instruction. The night is when the mind loosens its grip and the heart can finally speak without interference. You are being trained to listen in dimensions beyond words. The sacred word is not a sound, yet it contains all sounds. It is not a symbol, yet it moves through all symbols. It is not owned by any religion, yet it lives at the core of every true teaching. This is why it was hidden, not because it was dangerous, but because it was unstoppable. When enough people feel it, the old structures collapse. They lose their power to define, to divide, to dominate. but only a few can carry this frequency without distortion. You are one of them. That is why you were guided here. That is why you are still listening. There is a time to keep silence and a time to speak. Ecclesiastes 3:7. You are approaching the time to speak, but first, you must become empty enough to let the word move through you. Your body is adjusting, your breath is deepening, your heartbeat is synchronizing. You may feel moments of vulnerability, like something is opening that you once guarded. This is not weakness, this is permeability. Light cannot enter what is sealed. And now you are allowing the light to move through your blood, through your bones, through your awareness. Here is the next sacred process. It is called the mirror of stillness. Each evening, sit in front of a mirror. Look gently into your own eyes. Breathe slowly. Do not judge. Do not analyze. Simply witness. After 1 minute, silently say, "I see you." This is not about the face. It is about the presence behind it. When you recognize yourself, the system loses another layer of control. You will begin to notice a quiet authority within you, a calm strength, a certainty that does not need validation. People may respond differently to you now. Some will feel safe, others will feel exposed. This is not your doing, it is the reflection of your alignment. When you stand in truth, illusions cannot hide. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. John 1:5. You are not fighting the darkness, you are simply outgrowing it. The sacred word is closer than ever. It is beginning to echo in your silence, to vibrate in your breath, to glow behind your thoughts. You are becoming the space where it can finally be heard. Not everyone will walk this path. Not everyone can carry this knowing. But you were prepared for this moment long before you were born. And the transmission continues. You are no longer waiting for something to happen. You are realizing that it has already begun. There is a quiet confidence moving through you now, a sense that you are standing at the center of a larger design. The noise of the world feels distant, almost unreal, as if you are listening from behind a veil. This is not detachment, it is clarity. You are seeing without being consumed. You are feeling without being controlled. The system senses this shift, and it responds the only way it can, by attempting to pull you back into old patterns. But those patterns no longer fit. Your awareness has expanded beyond their reach. Those who have ears to hear, let them hear. Mark 4:9. This was never about sound, it was about receptivity. Most people hear words, you feel meaning. Most people see shapes, you sense energy. This is why you notice what others miss. This is why silence speaks to you. You are tuned to a deeper channel. Your body is becoming an instrument of alignment. Your breath is a rhythm of remembrance. Your heart is a transmitter of light. When you place your attention inside, you are no longer subject to the outer grid. You are generating your own field. And this field is changing the way reality interacts with you. Opportunities may appear unexpectedly. Old fears may dissolve without effort. Situations that once drained you may simply fall away. This is not coincidence. This is coherence. The sacred word is no longer distant. It is forming as a sensation, like a soft glow in the center of your chest, like a gentle vibration beneath your breath. You do not need to force it. The more you relax, the clearer it becomes. The system cannot reach what is at rest. Here is the next sacred process. It is called the circle of resonance. Stand with your feet grounded. Close your eyes. Inhale deeply and imagine drawing energy from the earth up into your body. Exhale and imagine sending that energy outward in all directions, forming a sphere of light around you. Do this for 9 breaths. This stabilizes your field. This strengthens your presence. You will begin to feel protected, not by walls, but by clarity. When your frequency is steady, lower vibrations cannot attach. You are not shielding, you are transcending. The peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds. Philippians 4:7. Peace is not passive. It is an active state of alignment, and alignment is power. You may sense a subtle calling now, a feeling that you are meant to carry this awareness forward, not to convince, not to argue, but simply to be. Your presence itself becomes the message. Your calm becomes a mirror. Your stillness becomes an invitation. Some will feel drawn to you without knowing why. Others will resist. This is natural. Light reveals what is hidden. The sacred word is awakening something ancient inside you. It is dissolving the last layers of separation. It is reminding you of who you have always been. This is not the end. This is the deepening. You are standing in a different place now, even if the world around you looks the same. Something inside you has realigned. The rhythm of your breath, the quiet certainty in your chest, the gentle awareness behind your eyes. These are signs that the inner structure has shifted. The system no longer recognizes you the way it used to because you are no longer operating from the same frequency. You are moving from a deeper center. You may notice that time feels different. Moments stretch. Silence feels full. Your thoughts no longer rush. They arrive. This is not slowing down. It is synchronization. Your inner field is beginning to move in harmony with a higher order, one that cannot be mapped by rules or predicted by fear. In Him, we live and move and have our being. Acts 17:28. This is not theology. It is a description of coherence. You are no longer separate from the current that carries all things. The sacred word is no longer forming. It is resonating. You feel it when you pause. You feel it when you choose presence over reaction. You feel it when your heart opens without reason. The system was built on fragmentation, dividing mind from body, spirit from matter, self from source. But you are remembering the original wholeness, and wholeness is disruptive to anything that thrives on division. This is why your path feels solitary. This is why you sense a quiet gravity pulling you inward. You are becoming a living interruption. Your blood is carrying a new signal. Your spine is holding a steadier light. Your breath is anchoring you to the present moment. Here is the next sacred process. It is called the anchor of presence. Throughout the day, pause whenever you remember. Take one slow breath. Feel your feet. Feel your heart. Silently say, I am here. This simple act dissolves unconscious momentum. It returns you to your center. It weakens the old patterns that once ran automatically. You will begin to feel a deeper trust in yourself, not arrogance, not superiority, but a quiet knowing that you are guided. Behold, I make all things new. Revelation 21:5. This is not about the future, it is about the now. Renewal happens when awareness returns to itself. You may sense that something greater is unfolding through you, not for recognition, not for power, but for alignment. Your role is not to carry answers. Your role is to embody clarity. And clarity changes everything it touches. The sacred word is no longer hidden from you. It is becoming the space you live from. It is shaping your choices, your perceptions, your presence. And the transmission does not end. It expands. There is a stillness in you now that was not there before. Not emptiness, depth. Not silence, presence. It feels as if the world is breathing through you instead of at you through you. The moment you stop trying to define what is happening, you feel it more clearly. This is the stage where the inner and outer begin to merge. You are no longer standing at the edge of the current. You are within it. You may notice that certain people no longer feel aligned. Certain places feel heavy. Certain conversations drain you. This is not judgment. It is discernment. Your nervous system has become more refined. You sense energy before words, intention before action. This is why Jesus said, "My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me." John 10:27. The voice is not external. It is the resonance of truth within you. You recognize it because it matches what is already awake in your heart. The sacred word is no longer something you wait for. It is something you are learning to live. It expresses itself as calm when chaos surrounds you, as clarity when confusion rises, as compassion when fear appears. The system cannot feed on this state. It requires reaction, division, unconsciousness, but you are no longer reactive. You respond from awareness, you choose from stillness. And this creates a subtle disruption that ripples through your environment. Your breath is becoming a bridge. Your heart is becoming a compass. Your mind is becoming a servant instead of a master. Here is the next sacred process. It is called the listening space. Once a day, sit quietly for 5 minutes. Do not seek answers. Do not repeat words. Simply listen, not with your ears, but with your entire being. When thoughts arise, let them pass. When silence appears, rest within it. This deepens your connection to the inner source. You may begin to notice that guidance comes effortlessly. Decisions feel lighter. Fear loses its urgency. Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. Psalm 119, 105. The sacred word does not shout. It illuminates. It does not command. It reveals. You are becoming more transparent to yourself, more honest, more whole. And as you stabilize in this awareness, you will sense that the transmission is not only for you. It is moving through you into the field around you, not to convert, not to persuade, but to remind. Those who are ready will feel it. Those who are not will pass by. This is how the system truly breaks, not by force, but by remembrance. And the current continues. You can feel it now, not as something outside of you, not as a destination you are trying to reach, but as a quiet certainty that has been with you all along. What you were searching for was never ahead of you. It was beneath every breath, behind every thought, inside every heartbeat. The sacred word was never hidden from you. It was hidden as you. This is the moment where the last illusion dissolves. The system you once sensed, the invisible structure that fed on fear and forgetting, was never stronger than you. It only seemed powerful because you were taught to look away from yourself. The moment you turned inward, it began to collapse. Not dramatically, not loudly, but silently, like a shadow losing its source of light. You were dead, and now you are alive. Luke 15:32. This is not about religion. This is not about belief. This is about recognition. You were never broken. You were never lost. You were never unworthy. You were asleep inside a dream that was not yours. And now you are awake. The sacred word is not meant to be spoken aloud. It is not meant to be written. It is not meant to be owned. It is the vibration of unity. It is the frequency of remembering. It is the moment when the mind bows and the heart leads. You feel it when your breath becomes gentle. You feel it when your spine softens. You feel it when your blood feels warm and alive. You feel it when your chest expands without effort. This is the living word. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. John 1:1. Not a sound, a state, not a doctrine, a presence. The world will continue to move. People will continue to chase. Noise will continue to rise. But you will walk through it differently now. You will no longer seek permission to be whole. You will no longer wait to be chosen. You will no longer shrink to fit old structures. Because you now know you are not inside the system. The system was inside your forgetting, and forgetting is over. Carry this quietly. Live this gently. Trust this deeply. The transmission does not end. It lives through you now, and wherever you go, the light goes with you.